You know, farmers and ranchers, like everyone, are also concerned and wondering what the 2016 general economy is going to look like. And with us on the segment today is Trevor Amon with CoBank. Caught up with him at the NCBA trade show during the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention in San Diego. And you guys have just released a new report that kind of lays out maybe what we could see in the livestock industry here in 2016.
Yes, yeah, recently a report that we released, and to really give you some of the highlights that we see some major trends happening in 2016. A couple of those would be really an easing of the supply glut that the animal protein complex experienced in 2015. You know, pork and poultry kind of led that supply increase in 15. They've already made some changes in their production plans for the future. So we're expecting more modest growth. On the beef side, you know, herd rebuilding efforts are going to come into fruition in terms of increased output, you know, starting in mid-2016 and on for several years. And also, you know, a shift back to a more favorable trade situation. You know, 2015 we saw decreased exports, a stronger dollar attracted more imports into the U.S., which only exacerbated that domestic supply situation. So moving forward, we really feel that you know, a strong U.S. consumer with an upbeat attitude about their financial situation and increased spending power will really bolster the demand profile for the animal protein complex. We're going to come into a more balanced supply and demand marketplace, which will, you know, improve the marketplace conditions and return to a more normal situation. So, you
know, obviously we are seeing some changes in the markets themselves when it comes to the cattle industry this year. What's your advice for livestock producers when it comes to the ag lending business, and maybe we look at, you know, getting that new operating loan this year?
Yeah, well, you know, it's always important to really understand, you know, the entire complex and the relationships between those, and really the fundamentals of supply and demand, and how what the outlook for prices are. You know, looking long term, we're growing the cow herd, we're expecting increases in production, which will cause downward pressure on prices. But really, the bright spot is the resilience of the U.S. consumer, and that's been a bright spot through 15, and we're expected that to continue into 16.
All right, there you go. Very well said. The bright spot for the U.S. beef industry continues to be the consumer out there that still loves beef. Trevor, thanks for joining us on Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Reporting for Cattlemen to Cattlemen, I'm Russell Nemitz.